gonna take what's mine. I'm taking over.
Here we go. It's time to see who's making it all the way to Anaheim. 9Z on the CT side of Ancient, Isurus on the T side. Map pick of Isurus. A rematch for Isurus. And a team they have yet to topple as of late in 9Z. It's easy for Max. He's on the raid boss. Bit has dropped it over. No kit for the CT side. So they're looking to hold things down without allowing that bomb plant to come through from this Isurus pistol. Couple flashes, Molotov smokes all coming in. In comes the push. Rox finds one blind, but the CZ comes out for nothing. In comes Try, though. He's got two, and try as they might, they can't get past him with a third, and the 4K! Nice shave from Try as he kicks this one off hot.
Oh my goodness, Try. Wow, he does not miss a beat. It's just unbelievable. Last time these two teams played in the BO3 overall, he had 43 frags. Didn't lead the team on either map, but was just that consistent in his fragging ability. He had a lot of different clutches as well. He's just capable of pretty much anything, whether it be with the op or even going to a secondary in the pistol. He's really quite lethal, and you saw it right there. 1-0 for 9Z. Do you want to talk about the player to highlight over on the Isurus side? It was Destiny, 23-20 last time these two teams played here on Ancient. So we'll see if he's a factor again. He did have that in one frag there for Isurus as they tried to take that B site, and they're going to try to do it again, of course, with Glocks once more. So they didn't invest anything, and they are just going to get farmed. They find one. That's Deco, but at the end of the day, it will likely be another 9Z victory here, with only Noxty left with nothing but a Glock and a prayer, and that prayer, well, it goes unanswered.
And the best part here, too, John, is that all those kills were gotten on the SMG, so that kill reward bonus fully goes the extra mile, and it's going to be good for the early CT economy. Tries already on the AWP, so he can lock things down on this rival round. Yeah, there's going to be a couple SMGs on Bit and Rox, but they play a close angle, and they're not cleared properly by Isurus. Those MP9s can still find their mark, and Try's going to solo out towards A. I quite like this call. Get a little aggressive out towards middle, send them down, and play with what you have.
I don't mind it at all. I mean, he's an excellent opper. He's certainly capable of holding down the fort himself, and if Deco gets a little too antsy, he will find himself dropped to the ground very quickly. Max playing over in Jaguar. He's going to have some company soon, more than likely, and I like the fact that he backs off into Cave. You don't want to get overexposed in Jaguar. If you find an early frag, great. Otherwise, back off and reinforce your other player on the B site, which in this case is Rox with the MP9.
Good to see Rox having a bit of impact in the early going too. 3 kills to his name for the 9Z squad. Isurus, they burn through quite a bit of utility. It's the time starting to dwindle a little bit down to about the minute mark. They're very spread out as well, and it's a complete abandonment almost of the A site proper for 9Z. They still have DGT in towards Donut, but Try's op has rotated around towards B, and that's the exact opposite location of where the bomb is heading. DGT might get tested out towards Donut. Destiny's creeping forward, spotted out, but he does the spotting as well. Smoke goes down, DGT swings right, back left, he's blind. You see the smoke and pillar as cover, but Deco's eliminated Bit. Destiny finally runs into DGT, Tries making his way back in, but look at Nithon's position. This is a complete and total backstab. Free kill onto Try, and maybe a second onto Rox as well. Yes, it will be. Nice headshot delivered. Max will fall as well, and Isurus with a great bit of work waiting out 9Z, catching them in the middle of rotations, and that sort of mid-round doldrum where a CT side doesn't know what's going on. Good timing by Isurus and better work with the guns.
Yeah, they really did a good job, did Isurus, of convincing 9Z that the hit was not going to come towards the A site, and read it perfectly. The timing was fantastic. Try being pulled off that site was really the biggest difference maker in ensuring that Isurus would not really have much of a problem getting towards that site. Not to mention that Try got caught rotating out, right? Near CT spawn, so that was a tough round for 9Z, but they'll be able to bounce back. It looks like they're going to go for the force buy. Try's got the op in his hands, but it is a glass cannon, so he's at risk should a shot connect with him and give him a little bit of aim punch. We'll see if that turns out to matter or not, as Isurus are now posturing towards the B site quite heavily. They've got 3 players coming through those double doors. They have not committed to it just yet. Looks like they're going to try and take control of Jaguar before going into this bomb site.
Try and split onto the site would be a good idea here from Isurus on this T side. Tries op, would be in a retake position. That's exactly where you don't want to be if you are a glass cannon. You don't want to have to be making some fights happen. You want to be able to just sit back and let them come to you. Rotation will come forth. It's going to be a gamble stack towards B from 9Z. And rightfully so. Oh, you don't have the best guns. Destiny goes 1 for 1. Puts an AK now into the hands of Max, and he's a heavy hitter for the CT side. Bomb still looks to be committed over towards the B side. They don't need to, but they're out of utility almost. A couple flashes and
nice
a
nade.
Molotov. Good nade on the Ale. But are they going to commit towards B? They still are. They're still going here. They had enough time to rotate around, but now Try can post up.
No!
Here's where he shines. He's got a Colette and another one out towards Jaguar. Making another 4K. He's done it again. And Try on B will not let you pass.
Oh my goodness, Try. He has 8 frags and 4 each in 2 rounds. Oh my goodness, that was unreal. I thought it would be the AK to be the difference maker, but Try was right there with the AWP and they lined up for him. You're absolutely right though. And I mean, given the fact that Isurus knew that 9Z was a little limited in terms of their economy, they probably should have figured that it would be a bit of a stack, and they did get the information once they lost a player. Instead, they decided to commit themselves, and once it got to the 30-second mark, they kind of had to just go for it because they didn't have map control anywhere else. But you're right, they did have time to rotate, and they chose not to. So, 9Z isolate that round victory for Isurus. And Isurus, well, at least they'll be able to come back into this one with AKs across the board. But they spent pretty much every penny they had to get here. So it'll be a rough buy in the next one should they lose here. And 9Z, one thing that's really good on their side, on their CT side that is their B hold. It's very strong, and they double up on the cave hold, which I like because it lets you watch Jaguar, and it also gives you a quick rotation back onto that B site if you have to try and take it quickly.
Yeah, the cave pressure is definitely good here from 9Z. Isurus posturing back towards B again, committing all their forces in. Flashes go through. Rocks around the edge of the smoke is blocked, but he's not going to get cleared. A lineup is here. He's got 1 and 2 by running away, and he runs right into Ithon. Rocks is living right. Max gets the other 2. 9Z are looking indomitable early on the CT side.
Wow.
And Isurus are running into all these 9Z players in spots they probably shouldn't be in Rocks' case.
Oh man, and apparently Rox wasn't feeling good before this started. You could have fooled me, because that was an incredible sequence from him. Not to mention, the first 2, he was flashed, and the last one just jumps through the smoke and immediately locks on to the enemy that he spots and frags him before the other guy has a chance to respond. So that's a timeout called by Isurus for good reason, because some of these rounds are ending very quickly. There's a very fast pace of play being employed by 9Z, and they're really not giving Isurus much to work with. And you see the economy for Isurus, as mentioned, because they had to invest so much in that previous round, it's tough this time.
Locks, maybe a couple upgraded pistols. P250 Deagle coming through here as we get ready to kick off this round. A couple flashes for Noxy. Let's see if he can get those flashes to work great effect. Tech 9 comes through from Deco as well, but no armor. That's going to make things a lot harder. There's a couple HEs, 4 to be exact, for 9Z. They'll let them fly, and if they connect on these players, it'll do a massive amount of damage. Rox is getting hungry again. Perhaps he wasn't feeling well because he just wanted to get into the action. But Deco denies this. Oh, he's got a second on a bit. That's the B side open. They know where Max is coming from too. And the 8 punch comes into factor. But Destiny and Ale, they pick up 2 massive frags. It's all down to DGT. And on a basically full eco, John. It's Isurus to claim the round.
Oh man, this is turning into Ancient of Yesterday, where neither team could really get much momentum, and it ended up being decided in the final rounds. But man, that's just a weird one. Isurus didn't have much invested into it. I mean, some Tech 9s and an AK. I think it was a Hero AK that was bought up, a couple of them in fact. And yeah, worked out. Sorry, just 1 Hero AK. They picked up 1 off the ground. But either way, Isurus just decided to explode on, and Deco, well, getting 2 frags with a Tech 9 certainly doesn't hurt. And a great flashbang was thrown before his first one that really isolated Rocks. So there you have it.
Yep.
Isurus, 1-2.
That was Noctu with the flashes out towards spawn. And I still can't believe that worked, to be honest with you. No armor, only 1 kill for 9Z. That's incredible. Fantastic work by Isurus. Off the back of a timeout, too. 9Z have the rug pulled right out from under them. They're going to go back into this next round with a full investment, but now you look at their money, and it's gone. The most they have is 1,900 on bit. That's it. Everyone else is broke.
Yeah, and the economy, like you said, on Isurus' side is pretty good. Oh, that nade! That nade!
I think those were mollies, actually.
Yeah, or Molotov or nade. I think it was a mix of both. Either way, the utility, let's just generalize it there, was impressive for Isurus. Excuse me, for 9Z, as Isurus go down to 31 HP for Destiny, only 9 HP for Ally in the first 20 seconds of the round. Now they're going to try and execute onto this B site. But man, they are softened up in a big way, which will make it even easier for these A1Ss to do the damage. Try gets flashed and he fires off immediately just to make sure he ensures the retreat. But so far, Isurus hasn't made their move. Deco comes up. Oh, what a shot on try for Deco. Whew, boy, that's the opper down.
That one made me sit up. That was a brilliant shot again from Deco. He was the one that got that second round on the board for Isurus. He was the one who did the heavy lifting in the early going, and he does that again here, this time onto a bigger fish, the op of try. It's a big loss for 9Z to not have their opper in this round, and he's been their hero for the most part. Rox has picked up the fallen AWP, and he'll close the gap again. Destiny and Deco. Destiny spotted. Rox takes the shot, but he's forced away. Very low on health. Blind as a bat. Now can he swing and find something? Yes, he does. Quick scope on the Deco. Goes around, but Destiny denies. Ale finds max out towards Cave, and that's the B-side under the control of Isurus again. A tie ball game looks imminent now, as Isurus are going to get a third for free. No contestation from DGT or Bit.
Nice patience coming through from Isurus. You know, it's easy to panic once you take that much damage and say, oh gosh, what do we do now? 5v5 and we're already this low. But they just said, you know what, we're going to take our time, play it patient, a good smoke thrown to isolate one of their players and leave Cave kind of exposed. And they took down that Cave player pretty easily. And after that, it was smooth sailing into the bomb site, as Isurus will take their third round, and that's their second in a row. As mentioned, the economy for 9Z not too great, so they're going to save into this next round. The 2 A1Ss could help, though. Let's not forget that Isurus were able to win a round with just 1 AK and Tech 9s just a couple of rounds ago.
Yeah, that was another good entry from Deco that really made things so much worse for 9Z. And then when it came down to the missed opening op shot, it spiraled out of control. A timeout by Isurus. I'm interested to see what the plan is here. They've got the momentum back, and now they're calling a pause. There's a couple saved guns for 9Z. Maybe they're thinking, if this is the case, then we do this. If they don't full buy, then we'll do this. Perhaps that's what they're doing. They're trying to lay out 2 different courses of action. But as it stands, they're taking full control on T side.
Yeah, and yesterday, Isurus was only able to pull off 4 rounds on their T side. So, and that was kind of a similar story. I mean, 9Z did get off to a slightly stronger start, but then it became back and forth until 9Z started to get the momentum towards the end of the half and really pick up those rounds. So I'd say if Isurus can do better than those 4 rounds yesterday, this will be a very, very tight race to the finish line.
Yeah, that one was 16-10, right?
That's right, yeah. If they had a better T side, they probably could have even won the map.
And they're looking to put up a better T side, as they've definitely made a good case for it already. I like this aggression from Bit, though. The Rifles need to really get going. They need to find something early. The Rifles need to put some on the ground for the rest of the team to pick up. Isurus are taking this very slowly, though. Probably scared of some potential pistols lurking around in the wings. Destiny, seeing if anyone wants to get a little too overzealous, and that person would be Bit in this instance. Bit could catch the timing, or he could get caught. He's ready for it. Ale, though, swinging in next, and he will deliver a trade. That's a good trade for Isurus. And again, one of those Rifles now on the ground out towards Snake. The bomb back towards B. It can be easily recovered by Ale and brought back towards the A site. Plenty of time on the clock, and Isurus have the map as their oyster.
I don't necessarily like the play by Bit in that situation. I mean, yes, he gets the frag, but he's the only player there, so the Rifle's lost for pretty much nothing. I would have liked to see someone with him at the very least. But, all right, well, we'll see what happens. They are forcing Isurus to walk into the stack, so that's the good thing. If that was the plan, at least that works out. And, well, thing is, you still have to get the frags, and Noxie's going to walk in, find Rocks. Try gets isolated immediately by the same player. That leaves only DGT, and in fact, only DGT. I was going to say Max, he gets a couple, but he will go down to Nathan. Tied up now, 4-4.
4-4, first full buy coming in from 9Z in a couple of rounds. Try will have his op again. And yes, he will buy armor. Was skeptical about that. Thought he might be buying more utility than anything else, but he will not glass cannon this one. Full rifles, a little bit lacking on the utility though, is the one concern for 9Z. As for Isurus though, it doesn't seem to be too much of a problem right now as they are taking full control of this map on the T side. They're reading it well, and even in that last round, the utility was good on the take. They got the timings, but now they're running and dry towards B. Rocks gets 2 before he's traded out eventually, and in comes Try to shut this down. Max with the spam connects Amale,
nice.
and Nithon, what can he do with the op so far removed? There's not much done. Fantastic spam. And again, it's Rocks holding down this B site. When they've been successful, he's gotten at least 2 kills.
Here's the thing for Isurus, right? I mean, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you, says 9Z. Because Isurus went for that quick play, the quick execute towards the B site, and they were successful mostly because they had the Tech 9s to kind of get those close range engagements, and a good flashbang was thrown at the beginning of the round. But this time, they tried again, but 9Z was ready for it. And they were not going to make a mistake on any of their shots. Try with 2, Rocks with 2, holds the fort very well in second place right now behind Try with 9 frags. And now it's all up to Nathan. I don't think he wants anything to do with this. He doesn't have the bomb. He doesn't really have much of a path into that B site. So he's just going to look for a place to tuck in and save the big green. But it will be a 5th round victory for 9Z.
Nathan's going hunting a little bit. This could lead to his doom. He doesn't seem to be swinging, though. He's just waiting, holding, creeping. Looking through all the angles. Try was posted up on the cave walk, but now he's got utility out in his hands. They're going to clear out cave. They're spamming it. They've tagged him. They have to know now. They have to have heard it. Great shot on the Try. Is there another face? Yes, there is. But Max is going to take out the op. And, well, I think that's more than worth it for 9Z. They take out the AWP of Isurus. Yeah, they could reinvest, but they're going to go down to brass tacks here. I thought he had a lot of cash in reserve. Now only Ale will really have anything significant left over. Actually, Deco will as well. But still, I think taking out that op, definitely good for 9Z. Although now they're pretty broke in their own right. Try only has a smoke for utility. That could get messy, and Bit's going aggressive. He'll be able to dash in towards Donut.
Nice nade thrown by 9Z. Gets Destiny down to 73. And Isurus don't have that much presence on the B site. I guess they're not expecting Isurus. Sorry, 9Z don't have much presence. Isurus is going to charge through, and they get onto it for free. Oh no. I'm not even sure 9Z is aware of this. Well, now they are because the smokes fly through, but they've just given up the bomb site without a fight at all.
I don't like that at all. 5v5 retake is never fun. Yeah, you have a little bit of utility, but you don't have any Molotovs, you don't have any nades, you only have flashes and smokes. You're going to rely heavily on those flashes to do the bulk of the work, but when you're trying to 5-man retake something, it's never easy, and Nithon shows us exactly why. The op can post up and do so much damage. Max has an idea that there's somebody out towards B ramp, and he does get into a bit of a fight with Deco, but it's going to be a save call now from 9Z, and I think they have to. There's no way they get back into the A or the B site, or even the A site in a 5v5 retake. And that is exactly why you can't just give up the site like that.
That was very surprising. They got caught out of position. It's as simple as that. I think 9Z were expecting more presence over in Cave, and they pushed up towards Snake, but the hit was coming at the B site, and 3 players just walked on. Isurus looked around and said, okay, well, that's nice. No one's here. So they got that bomb plant, and of course, at that point, 9Z is so out of position that you need to get 2 early frags to justify the retake, and it just didn't come through. So I totally understand and appreciate that save coming through from 9Z as it results in a full-on buy into this round, but that's a tough one to lose.
It's a really tough one to lose, especially at this juncture of the game. You've now given Isurus 5 rounds on T-side Ancient. You already know your own T-side's not exactly the best, and Isurus have a very good CT, but nice work from Try, as he's trying to be the catalyst for his squad yet again. He'll rotate around, just leaving his presence in the back of the minds of Isurus out towards B. Rocks with the smoke will throw that down towards the B ramp. The bomb positioned back here as well, and it can be retrieved and sent back towards A, which is what Isurus have done a couple rounds ago. But for 9Z, they have to be careful not to get caught out of position again. They have mid control. They have some cave presence, but it's not a lot. But they're just basically sweating out Isurus at this point and allowing Try to peer forward and get whatever information he can. Looks to be a B hit coming through, though. And I think 9Z should be well positioned for it. That's a good tag on the Ale. It's Rocks holding down the ramp once more from an aggressive position.
Noxty, along with Ale, they're thinking about where they want to go here. For the time being, they're sticking around the B site. A little bit of tag damage done on Bit through the wall. But as it stands, 9Z are really not moving around that much. They're holding their ground. So Isurus say, you know what? Let's bail on this. But the problem is, look who's waiting over at Donut. It is Try, and they have nowhere to go and no time to decide what to do. So Noxty just follows his instincts, pushes towards B, and finds Rocks, but that's still very little space gained. Time ticking away. The bomb's on the other side of the map, already coming to the A site. It's disjointed for Isurus, but Deco does find Try. That's the A site taken. Wow, that is just fortunate for Isurus.
Fortune favors the bold, John. That was a bold play towards A. DGT blindsides Noxty, though, and that's going to open up a lot of space out towards middle. Ale tries to fill the gap. Meanwhile, Deco holds in towards Temple. He'll try and make sure that there's no chance of that flank through spawn. Ale needs to spray down too. Bit jumps across and Bit wins that duel. In comes Deco. He sprays wildly, and he's only able to convert it for 1. 9Z scrape away with the round. They'll get the defuse. In just the nick of time, they'll have the op retrieved for Try as well. But that one got way too close for comfort for 9Z. And Isurus still getting that bomb plant, thinning out that CT economy. And that's the problem with that CT side. You lose 3 players, your economy is not going to be strong. And Isurus know that. Wait,
Yeah,
another
DG
timeout?
hasn't been challenged. Sorry?
They're calling another timeout.
Yeah, that's only 1 left now.
Yeah.
This is a lot of timeouts used here by Isurus, and this means that they might not have any left in the second half if they use 1 more here. All right. Well, either way, if you look over at the 9Z side, what I was going to say is DGT hasn't been challenged too much, and sometimes that can make you a little bit cold, but didn't really show there. He got 2 important frags for his squad and ensured a 6th round could come in. And of course, DGT getting into his rhythm is bad news for Isurus. So it's also bad news is that Try and Max are performing well, and then you have Rocks to worry about too. It's just, individually, I think 9Z has an edge over Isurus, and Isurus needs to outplay them in the strat book.
But do they have that depth? That's the other question.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that depth. Most of what Isurus has done well is force 9Z into awkward situations or catch them off guard.
Yes.
They haven't really won a round off of their own raw strength. They've relied on some sort of blunder from 9Z for the most part. Oh, look at that from Rocks. That's 7 HP left on Destiny. That's a massive boost. In comes a take towards A, but look who's here and waiting. It's going to be Try to drop Deco, and his heroics will not be available for Isurus in this round. Retreat is coming through, but Max has all the cues.
Oh, this is so
He's
good.
hearing it. He's waiting for it. He creeps back. Does he not actually hear that? Or is he just buying his time?
I think he heard it and backed off because he didn't want to take that fight. Well,
Either way.
yeah, it was a good idea.
Good kills
Looks-
back and forth.
Yeah, and I mean, it looks like Isurus, they're going to get the bomb plant, and then Nithon spots out Try, 2v2. Not much health left here for Isurus, and Nithon's going to get Max as well. Oh, 2 beautiful peaks down the ramp, and it's all up to DGT. Has to get the 1v2. I mean, the health is not good, as mentioned for Isurus, so it's not impossible for DGT to get this, but time is ticking away. He has to make his move soon, and he's creeping along. I don't know what he's thinking, but he's going to have to make a decision soon, and that could be to save. Really? I'm surprised to see him not even challenge. I guess the economy had him a little bit concerned, but That's 6 for Isurus, and this T side keeps looking better and better.
Honestly, I'm starting to believe in Isurus taking significant.
They really do.
Yeah, I don't see 9Z coming.
Well, that's not really what I meant. I guess what I was trying to say is they really have to perform, because Nuke is not going to go their way, in my opinion.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. But I also thought towards 9Z, especially seeing how Isurus were able to play against Los Grandes, or even weren't able to play against Los Grandes, that was a barely scrapable victory against a team with no real practice on the map. So
Yeah, and that concerns me for their CT side.
true. But still, if they can get 7, 8, they can even get 9 rounds off of this T side, this buy from 9Z shambolic. 3 MP9s and a CZ. No op for try. DGT has the one sole rifle. The utility's not there either. This is the opportunity for Isurus to take this half and win it on T side Ancient.
Bit going aggressive here. Into the smoke. He's got rocks with him. I don't think Ali's going to expect this at all. He looks around. He gets one, and then he's traded. That's good for 9Z. They also get an AK upgrade. Assuming they want to go and grab it. I think that's what Bit is going to. Yeah, oh man. Well, Max still gets Destiny trying to sneak into cave, and Bit drops Deco. He doesn't even need the AK. It's all up to Noxty and Nython, but they don't have the bomb. This is a blunder and a half if they don't win the round, but Nython to the rescue once more to make it a 2v2 as Max is dropped. Can he do more damage? DGT looking to answer. Can't just yet. Bit drops Noxy, but Nython again. Oh my goodness, he is hitting a rhythm that is scary if you're on 9Z. 6 HP, but that's all he needs. He's got the big green in his hands. 33 seconds left. I think Bit just might tuck around the bomb and wait for Nython to come to him, as he should, because that engagement would favor him. Peeking here is not the play for Bit. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, good timing. Good timing, honestly, because he does get the headshot over on Nython, but that was the risky play.
And if Nython's crouched, it doesn't get that shot.
Yeah.
That's the other problem with that peek. I think he was trying to see if he had to go back and check his 6 because he did have the cave angle open. That's still incredibly risky from Bit, but he's been around the block a few times. Definitely shows his composure with that clutch. Now this is where 9Z can take control because it's Isurus that are broken. Nython's op, an AK for Noxy, and then pistols on the rest. But then again, pistols on Isurus have proven to be very deadly so far today. So you can't exactly count that out either. But still, that round, that push, that 3 stack towards ramp, it gets the opening onto Ale. I think is what starts everything off well for 9Z.
Well, we'll see if they can carry that over into this one. Isurus forcing up in order to get this op and AK in their hands. Nython, though, is in the glass cannon, and Max, waiting tucked in the corner. He was in Jaguar and takes down Destiny. 5v4 in favor of 9Z. And now you see Isurus surprisingly rotating around towards the B site, but that's where they lost the player. Maybe they feel like 9Z is going to get a little soft in the B site and that Isurus would do the opposite. It's the 200 IQ play, who knows? But Try is going to be waiting here with the big green. And, well, all of Isurus are going to be charging up this ramp soon. 9Z don't have anyone in cave, though. I guess it doesn't really matter if you have Try there waiting and hitting shots like that.
Yeah, that's a big pickup on the Nython, too, who's been the impact player for Isurus so far this half. Noxy will take the op from Ale, who will go back to his trusty AK. They still have to get past Try. They don't have any utility to do so. A lineup, he legs both of them on the cross. Deco's gonna get one. The bomb's actually gonna go down. No! It's denied! And that's absolutely horrendous for the Isurus economy. Yeah. There's no money now. That bomb plant gets them a little bit more to fight with. But it's Try. It's that damage dealt with the op.
That's... Yeah, that's a rare one, by the way. Like, for a Colat to be 2 leg shots and no frags? Wow. A little unlucky for Try, but it turns out really well, right? Because Max is able to clean up.
Yeah, and I don't think Try's going to be too mad about that either. His teammate got the kills, he got the damage.
Yeah, absolutely.
All that matters is that you win the rounds. Wait, look at A. It's open. And Isurus are full on bore into the site. They can lock this down. DGT's too far removed. This could be an 8-7 half.
What is happening? Why are they leaving so much space open? This happened on B before, now on the A site.
And we know how that round ended. Oh, DGT. So close and yet so far from those critical kills. Deco, Mac 10 in hand, has Max on a platter. Rox is next in line, but he will deliver the trade. 4v4. Utility still in the hands of 9Z. Ale, though, flanking in behind the donut players. Quiet as a mouse. He's picked up an M4A1. Silenced as well. Swings for Rox. Bit has no idea. He swips around, but it's DGT to get a couple. Try with a no-scope. Stops at the sidearm, and he's going back for more. It's all down to Ale. They are out of time. It's a 7th round for Isurus, and they bring it back. What a play, and what a gap they found again. Isurus close, but 9Z still in the lead. Who will take map number 1? Find out after the break.
Am I wasting time? 'Cause I'm already gone. So long, can you stay the night? 'Cause you're the thing I want. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out, but even with no makeup you still stand out. 'Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now, like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. Whoa. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. When it's late at night, I feel you on my skin. My skin. You're all that's on my mind. It's finally sinking in. You're it. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out, but even with no makeup you still stand out. 'Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now, like you do.
You know my online baby never breaks my heart. She believes I'm handsome and I'm rich and funny and smart. I don't want a real woman stealing my respect. Online baby, let's connect. 'Cause there's a place we can go in a computer screen. And if you're down and you're low, you're still a king or a queen. There ain't a thing that you cannot be. This is a world of imagination. My online baby, let's connect.
Well, this grand final starts off half number 2 of the first map about as close as you can possibly get. 8-7 and 9Z. Well, they could have come with a 9-6 lead. Isurus decided their pistol rounds were going to be the differentiating factor. I'm Boggs, joined by JRT. Here we go into half number 2. 9Z on the T side. Isurus on CT. Ancient, it's definitely a side which should be favored, but we'll see if 9Z have the firepower to overwhelm. In towards the A side they go. Deco CZ gets a pair, picking a 3-piece. Bit's going to try and charge and trade, but the damage has been done. Bit and Rox stuck in towards long. Rox will eliminate Deco in the end. Noxie still tapping away, but still 4 players alive for Isurus, and a tall task awaits 9Z.
They could rotate. Everyone's fallen off the B site, and I think that's why they're waiting, because they want Isurus to kind of question themselves and maybe go back to the B site. This is also a good play. Wait for the rotation to come through, which it does. Noxie's called out some reinforcements, so he spotted out a player. He continues to tap back and forth. He can't deal the finishing blow. Nithon will. Only Bit left standing, who does get one nice shot with a P250 and still has the bomb in his back, but at the end of the day, it does not matter. Isurus pick up an 8th and tie things up. This one seems a lot more reminiscent of that match that went to overtime, I should say double overtime, between 9Z and Isurus back in the Qualifier League 2021 Grand Finals.
Yeah, that was a land match too, so
Yep.
a lot more pressure there. John, what do you think is the answer for 9Z here? Because they have not looked very convincing in many parts of this map. It's been very much Isurus capitalizing on a lot of 9Z mistakes, and we saw it there again.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel like 9Z's T side is quite good. They lose the pistol run, obviously, and don't get a bomb plant, but they pulled off, I think it was a 5-2 scoreline in the second half of that previous matchup. So we'll see. I think Isurus also has a lot of question marks on their CT side, as they were letting Los Grandes get into the match quite a bit more than you would have thought. So this one's far from over.
It is far from over. We've only played 16 rounds of Counter-Strike to completion. This is round number 17. Ale! He's been a very good player for Isurus so far in this tournament. There's a gap in the smoke, but he will not get anything through it. Glock's out for 9Z. We did see Isurus win a round with slightly better weaponry. Add a Deagle and a Tech 9 to that mix and a couple flashbangs. That was basically what Isurus were able to win on. But for 9Z, they don't have the flashes. They don't have the ability to cross into the site without getting mowed down by these players. And it's a kill box here. Bit does get one for at the very least as a bit of a consolation frag, but 9 rounds for Isurus. First full buys coming through for 9Z.
There's really not much 9Z could have done there, right? Only a P250, I think the rest were Glocks. So, yeah, they were just on an eco, looking to get a bomb plant. They gambled, hoped that Isurus wouldn't have much presence on the B site, but it was the exact opposite, and that was it. But now that they've saved, they can bring the AKs up front and center, and it's going to be across the board for those AKs with about half the usual utility. They're already using a lot of that towards mid and donut. And that will help them get control, assuming there isn't some aggression coming through from Noxtan. There won't be. One thing that was good for Isurus on Ancient up against Los Grandes was their aggression down mid. They really did gain a lot of control from that, but they might shy off it a little bit against a team like 9Z. And look at this try. Lining up with the rest of his teammates, going for this pop towards the A site. They could easily overload Deco, who's only got the FAMAS. He will have reinforcements coming his way in the form of Noxty. But Noxty's more concerned about checking out what's happening at mid.
Yes, he is. He wants to make sure there's nobody creeping up through house, nobody in the back lines. Already Ali's ready for that as well, playing anti-flash, but also keeping an eye on the back lanes. Noxty makes his way back towards a site. No real presence shown by 9Z yet. It walks right into the scope of Nithon, but that could spur the B take, or the A take, excuse me. In comes Deco, a good flash from Noxty. Max trying to trade it back. Molotov will force Deco out. He's burning, he's dead, he's roasted. Noxty swings, but Max has another.
What?
DGT's eliminated Destiny, and Max might be down to 1 HP. There's still a player in towards Temple, and Nithon's working through as well. Did they expect Ale already here? Surely they have to. The bomb plant's coming through safe and sound, but not safe enough. There's enough of an angle to spot the head, but Max gets a kill on 1 HP. Nithon will trade, but it's down to DGT.
Wow.
He has the backstab, and that round was chaos in the end, but 9Z come out on top.
Not just chaos in the end, I think chaos all the way through, because it looked like for a moment Isurus had an edge there and would have been able to pull that one through. Then 9Z just drops 3 in a row instantaneously after the Molotov frag comes in from Max. He finds himself another one, then DGT gets in on the mix. So, wow. All right, 9Z pull off a 9th. A very opportune time to do so as well, because Isurus's economy wasn't really built up yet, and they're probably going to have a half buy as a result. You see Destiny and Nox stay down to, okay, never mind, I take that back. They are going to go for broke, it seems, and maybe invest fully into this round. At least Destiny's buy up here indicates that.
I think they have to in their minds, because there's so much at stake here. They lose this round, they still won't be able to full bind to the next because of the way the loss bonus is working.
Right.
And so they're essentially on a double eco on half of their team. So might as well get a couple M4s along with it for the ride. And they know 9Z's money's not in the best of shape either. So there is a chance to reset the opposition and regain control of this map. It's a big gamble, but I think the odds and the logic does go with Isurus here. At the very least early on. Did a little bit of damage onto Max already. And Nithon's already proven he is definitely in fine form here on this map. So we might as well ride the hot hand. 9Z have to be very careful. So I don't know if they're expecting this heavy of a buy from Isurus.
Well, they're taking their time, showing a lot of respect for their opponents, as they should, because most of their matches have been very close against Isurus. Try. Just waiting here. He's got reinforcements all around him. And Destiny's going to toss a smoke. That gives away his position. He's going to tap away with the 5-7. Could connect with a frag here. Rox has to be really, really careful. And he does manage to clean out Destiny. Still, the reinforcements have to come in soon as Ale capitalizes on an opportunity to find the tray. Throws the M4 back to his teammate to ensure that he can grab the Galil. That's a really quick and effective play. The thing is, 9Z, for the time being, have chosen to back off. And maybe they're going to go to A, because look at this space that's been opened up for DGT to just run right down the middle.
That smoke's going to telegraph it, though. Nithon, Deco's crossfire, and Donut will equate to a feast of kills. DGT spotted Noxy creeping through the smoke, though. That's a free kill in return. Does he expect Ale? Yes, he does. Headshot delivered. 2v2 now. And they know where the last two are, but the problem is they have the bomb. Try has spotted one, and they go. Nithon catches one blind. DGT creeping forward. Messy spray, but he does convert. Oh, there's no time. It's out.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, 9Z run out of time again. They ran out of time twice on their CT side and couldn't get that defusal, of course. And this time they ran out of time on the clock. All right. Well, a timeout called by Isurus, and that's the last one, Austin. So, I mean, if things start to run away from them here in this second half, in the latter portions of this half, then they have no timeout to slow things down. They're just going to have to keep on plowing forward, and that's going to be tough. And I do imagine that 9Z is going to be able to mount some sort of, string of rounds.
They probably will be able to do so, especially since they still have 3 timeouts left. That's a round converted off of the back of a 9Z timeout for Isurus. So definitely a bit of a double-edged sword of the timeout coming through against 9Z. But they will go for a half buy here. They're not going to fully invest, and I do like this call. I don't think you need to go for the full investment here if you are 9Z. As for Isurus, you lose a couple players, you're still going to be in a pretty rough spot economically. And 9Z should know that as well. DGT has the AK in hand still. But one thing we're missing on this T side so far, John, is the impactfulness of Try. He's yet to have an op. This rifle has not really found anything, nor his pistol. It's been a little flat in the early going for 9Z. We'll see if they can bring things back. Rox could get lucky with a Glock in hand. That smoke fades and Destiny does not check his 6. Convergence down towards B ramp for the CT side. A lot of space and information gained. And now you can send that extra rotation over towards A and bolster the defenses.
Is DGT spotted here? No, he's not. There's a smoke covering his position for the time being. So Deco doesn't really get that info down mid, and he is just going to continue holding his ground around Donut. 3 players for 9Z, including the bomb, have headed into A main. And you see the other 2 players were lurking around towards that B site, but now they're probably going to join the push. Clearing out Donut would help a lot. So a lot of pressure on DGT's shoulders right now as he's going to push in. Mid-range, I'd say he has the advantage against the MP9, but he has to spot the information first, and he could. Deco is playing very intelligently. He really wants his close range engagement. So 9Z are going to push in. Hopefully he'll get distracted. DGT gets a chance, and he does. There you go. But that said, it looks like Noxy's going to get 1, maybe a second. No, he gets shut down, but Destiny's there to the rescue. Dropping to almost the 3rd, and finally the 3K comes through. It is going to be another round victory for Isurus. Even though they were a little limited in terms of their economy and their buy-up, they still pull it off. That said, 9Z are going to have an AK buy-up across the board. And again, it's a limited buy-up for Isurus here.
It is limited, and that's where the damage comes through. For 9Z, I think that round got a lot closer to being a victory than they probably expected going into it. And for Isurus, it's really going to be impactful to your economy and now lack thereof. They do have 3 rifles, though, in the AWP for Nithon. Plenty of utility on 3 players, and Nithon's going to get the shot on the rocks through the smoke. Just a good bit of anticipation and timing on his side.
Jeez.
Fortune seems to be going the way of Isurus. Max and company trying to do what they can to bring this back. DGT might find Noxie out towards mid. Come down if he expects this. Noxie does, and does more damage. The door will shield most of those bullets from him. Molotov to ward off the push as well. And now what do 9Z react with, because their jig is up. They've been spotted. And the one saving grace here, Snake in the Grass, has been found out by the Mongoose. Lots of damage on the Max as well through the smoke, and things are not going well for 9Z. I think a timeout's imminent, unless they're somehow able to convert this round.
I think they've only used 1 timeout so far. Oh, Nithon is going to connect on try. That's going to make it a lot harder. Then he finds the follow-up on DGT. Bit does get the trade, but this is too late. He's the only one left standing since Noxty peeked on through towards mid to drop Max. Bit, bomb on his back, 37 seconds left. Maybe he can find a gap and make his way towards the A site, but given the fact there's pressure on, he's probably just going to walk into the crosshair of Deco, and he does. So it's actually Destiny to get that final frag, and it will be a 12th for Isurus. Like you said, a timeout wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea here for 9Z, but seems like they don't want to call it.
No, it doesn't. It seems they are content to keep on fighting as they have. Although, maybe you want to save your time out for the gun round, which I share a similar sentiment personally, but I think a timeout needs to be called after this round if you lose it. If you're able to win it, fair play, just keep on going. But if you do lose this half-buy, call the timeout and figure things out. Because at that point, you're down by 4, Isurus only need 3. And this is actually almost a reverse situation of what Isurus were in against Los Grandes earlier today, John. This is the exact opposite. They're in the win column right now.
Yeah, it's going even better. I mean, than it was against Los Grandes, I guess, at this point. But we'll have to see if 9Z is able to come back and get something done here. They keep trying for this mid control, and it's really not playing out in their favor. Noxie has been waiting there, and okay, that's one. Max finds Deco, and that's over at the A site. And now they're going to continue charging on forward towards CT spawn. The pincer is on. This could work out really well for 9Z, especially if Nithon, along with Noxty, don't realize what's going on. There it is. Bit drops Noxty. Rocks has Nithon in his crosshair, excuse me, and he does take him down. Ali trying to come respond. Max waiting around the corner. Ali should have the edge, and he does. Might get another one, but no. Rocks picks up the op and denies him. Only Destiny left. And how on earth is this the buy-up that 9Z converts?
Well, it's just some very good pistol play, and then it all comes down to the rotations on this map. The rotations, if you're the T side, you can really easily lock them out. See evidence of that right there from 9Z. Brilliant work here to be able to win such an impactful round with such a meager buy. And because of the damage they've dealt to Isurus in the last few rounds, they're pretty much broke across 3 players. And the only reason Destiny could really fathom a buy is because he's already saved a gun and armor. So for Isurus now, I would like to call a timeout if I'm in their shoes.
They don't have any left.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. This is what happens when you've used all your timeouts this early into a game.
So, yeah, I was saying, you know, it could become a problem, and it seems like now's that time when it will. Destiny has the AK, but everyone else stuck on to pistols. 2 P250s bought up, but outside of that, just 2 flashbangs. Max going to be moving in towards Jaguar. Chance to get a couple of frags. There's one on Destiny looking for the follow-up, and he finds it. Ali and Destiny go down. Try is able to drop Deco, and then Bit pitches in on Nithon. Only Noxty left, and he will immediately go down after finding Max. That's the round very quickly found by 9Z, and all of a sudden, that 12-8 lead has evaporated, and 9Z are only one round away from tying things up.
But here comes a bye for Isurus again. This is their one stopgap measure, or else they will be reset once further, and 9Z will get to a 13-12 lead. This is where Isurus need to be strong. They need to hold firm. And without the luxury of a timeout, things will only get more and more difficult as the game goes on. Aggression down middle. Deco's leading the charge. He will not get tagged with a nade. He will back up, and he will get caught by DGT. That's a very good pickup, and he will escape alive, and I think they know Destiny's here as well. Swing from Bit, and he will win a messy duel as well. Lots of damage taken by those two mid players, and DGT will finally fall, but the bomb is going over towards B, but Nithon's posted up as the one man who's head and shoulders above the rest of his team. 23-16, nobody else on his roster is positive.
Very rough spray coming through from Destiny. I mean, wow. Should have had that one, but he does.
Oh, yeah.
And now his team is down a man, and a lot of presence being shown by 9Z. They just want to pull the rotations, and they're doing exactly that. Isurus perhaps walking into a trap. But it's Nithon to drop Max and bring things even again at a 3v3. What does 9Z do? They still have time to go for the rotation, but now the gap has been closed. Noxie's waiting right outside of Snake. And I think Bit might have seen something or heard something because he's very wary of this position.
Yeah, he seems to have an inkling at the very least that something's going on. Spider sense is tingling. Oh, timing could go the way. Vale, no! Try will deny. Now it's all down to Noxie and Nithon. Nithon has to hold the A side, or B side, excuse me, solo. Good flashbang from Try. And he'll blind Nithon again, but nobody's close enough to get that gap covered. Missed shot from Nithon. He's revealed his position. He misses a second time, and a third. He's being chunked down. Try goes to the sidearm, and it's all down to Noxie. Time is low, and he could stop the bomb plant, but the lineup is there.
Wow.
And try as he might, it's Try with the op to tie things up at 12.
Oh my goodness. I'm not entirely sure what Ali was thinking there, given the fact that Isurus could have just waited and let the clock run down even further for 9Z to have their backs against the wall as they went for the push, but maybe he saw an opportunity, tried to take it. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him, and 9Z tied up 12-12. It looks so dire for them, but now it's looking incredible because Isurus's economy is gone. They have to go on a full-on eco. Only thing bought up in the round is a P250 and a flashbang in Noxie's utility belt. So they're going to try stacking up Donut. Probably going to be a push out towards mid now, and that's exactly what's happening. DGT, happy to oblige with 2, but actually goes down. That's an AK picked up here for Isurus. Well, assuming they can get it. Max is guarding it with his life, and he will drop Ali. That traps Noxie in a very tough spot. He's trying to escape it, but he won't be able to. Nithon goes down, and Noxie at the B site, and he was trying to be cheeky, wasn't he? But Bit was waiting, and that was that.
13-12 lead converted for 9Z. A little more messy than I think they would have liked, but it still works out for them in the end. Full buy once again for Isurus. Nithon, not a piece of utility to his name. And his 100 ADR on the line. 9Z, though. Full momentum behind them. No timeouts for Isurus to use. That, I think, is going to be a talking point for the rest of this map. What could have been... They had a timeout save for this situation. Deco tries to go aggressive towards middle again, but he does not pick up anything besides a little bit of damage. Destiny, though, aggresses onto Bit. Max will trade, but is eliminated. Rocks as well, but Try turns around with a Tech 9, but he has taken a lot of damage. This is a 3v3 situation very early into this round, and Noxie is re-aggressing out through Jag. Can he catch the flank onto Max? Can he backstab? Or will Max expect this re-aggression? I don't think he will. It's a very interesting decision. Now he does, and he's caught it! He's got the timing! The luck has left Isurus, and it's decided to side with 9Z.
Oh, man, that's just bad timing there for Isurus, and now Deco is going to even things out at a 2v2, but there's a minute left. 9Z really need to regroup. This is dangerous. Max goes for the repeat and finds it, but now Nithon drops Max, leaving only Try standing. It's Opper versus Opper here. Whoever hits the shot first will take this one. Nithon is going to spot out Try. He does, but he can't fire quickly enough, and there's the smoke to guys off vision. Now Nithon, what does he do? Does he charge through it, or does he wait and go around? Looks like he's going to try and walk through it, and Try has great positioning now in the cave. Nithon probably going to be expecting to be on the bomb site proper, but he will wait in this smoke for a little bit longer. Here he comes. Try has the edge. Definitely the edge now. He's got the flank. Gets the headshot. That's the round. Try clutches it one more time here for his squad to make it 14-12.
That's unfortunate for Nithon. A timeout called by 9Z. An interesting choice again to call a timeout when they have the momentum. We saw how well it worked out for them the last time they tried this. But hats off to Try in that clutch. 6 HP goes to the Tech 9. Outweights and outsmarts Nithon, who again has been the real bright spot for Isurus, and that's about it. And really, Battle of the Oppers comes down to a Tech 9 pistol.
I'm surprised 9Z called his timeout. I would have been like, no, we're not giving them any time at all. Let's keep going. But maybe they just want to talk things over. So.
Or comms are a little loud.
Yeah, perhaps.
You can imagine the emotions are running a little high right now. Land spot on the line.
Yeah, for sure. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, that's a great clutch, too. That's a fantastic clutch. One thing I've loved throughout this tournament is just how good some of these plays have been to clutch up.
Oh, yeah.
The presence of mind of these clutches is so good.
Isurus are playing for OT.
I don't hate it. I think it's probably the wiser call. At least the more prudent.
It's a 6-0 run right now for 9Z, though, on their T side. This is quite a showing, and honestly, what I was expecting from them, because their T side, although it didn't have to be tested that long yesterday because they had the 11-4 lead on CT side, it looked good, and it continues to do so. DGT walking into a crossfire, gets one, doesn't even clear the corner, but the flashbang was good enough so that Nithon didn't see what was going on. Great flash thrown by Try. DGT will go down as Nithon peeks in a timely manner. He won't be able to get the AK though. Try is there guarding it, and Bit finds Ali trying to be cheeky. Max drops Destiny looking to sneak through a smoke, and it's all up to Noxty. So it was maybe scary for a millisecond for 9Z, but Noxty is now the last one standing.
Yeah, they had maybe one singular bead of sweat pool on their forehead.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, that's a smooth finish from 9Z and a little bit of BM spray coming in at the tail end of it, too. They're getting into it. They're getting activated in Isurus. They look checked out. There doesn't seem to be life.
Well, it's 7 unanswered rounds now for 9Z. So, yeah, they need some sort of a shot to the arm. I don't know what that's going to take. A big play from one of their players. Something. Maybe a push down mid. That's what they're going to do, sending 3 players down, but no one is there for 9Z. 9Z actually playing all hunched together. I should say bunched together towards that B site. And only one player there to respond. If they push at the right time, this will be an overload onto B, putting so much pressure on Ali to come up with a clutch play. And here they come. It's all up to Ali. He's in cave. He spams on through. They know he's there, and no one else is really there to challenge. But here's Destiny, who comes to support to drop DGT.
He shows up at the right time, but is Destiny going to side with Isurus? Or will fate go the way of 9Z? Nithon Noxy finding 2 quick kills. Try though still lives, and he is so good. Tech 9 out, but he's only able to get 1. Bit has to tap away. He's got 2, but he's so low now. A third spray, but it's Nithon on the op to keep Isurus alive. They snap the streak, but can they pull this one to OT?
Here's the thing. Yes, you get a 13th, but man, those frags from Bit are so important because the economy was bad for Isurus, and it continues to be kind of bad. They're going to be able to get, maybe they'll be able to scrounge together 3 M4A1Ss. No, they'll get 2. They get an MP9, a FAMAS, and an OP. The utility is there as well, but look, I mean, it's still a tough buy-up because you have to settle for an MP9 and a FAMAS. Anyway, we'll see. 9Z, full-on buy-up coming right back because they've got the economy to run this down to the very final round with a full buy.
As long as they keep getting those bomb plants, too, it'll keep on growing. The utility for Isurus is being used heavily already. No Molotovs left. 1:30 on the clock. Plenty of smokes and flashbangs, but nothing to really hold off a swift push. Unless the flashes are well timed. Nithon's going to get blinded. He'll take a shot, but he'll take the brunt of the damage. Delivers none. The nade should do it. Yes, it does. Thanks, Observer, for catching that from the POV of Nithon.
That's such a good play from Try. He just goes out. He has the nade in his mind. He's thinking, if I tag him, I'm throwing the nade right away. There was zero hesitation. Gets the tag, immediately tosses the nade over. Nithon had zero chance. That's a 5v4 for 9Z, and they're forcing Isurus to put more attention on the B site than maybe they'd like. In the meantime, though, 9Z is going to work 3 players into A main. No visibility yet from Isurus, but they are going to rotate Noxty here, who will throw a smoke for A main, and the reinforcements come in the form of Deco.
Smoke is good. Deco spraying wildly, but that's almost all the utility Isurus have on their belts. Noxty does not get checked by Max, and that's an angle that'll allow it to be cleared. It's blind! Deco, can he do more damage? Yes, he can. DGT only goes 1 for 1, but here comes Rox. If you remember earlier, he was a little late to the party because he was up feeling a little unwell. He has not disappointed us at all in this game. He's been quite good for 9Z, and he could be the critical linchpin to secure the round and the map victory. Try tucks back in towards CT, but both Isurus players are coming from long and donut respectively. Rox falls down, and it's all down to Try. Bomb planted for him. He spots at the first, but he does not connect the shot. An uncharacteristic miss as the pressure mounts. Flashbang goes in, but it's a little too deep. In comes a shot and a tag. Tech 9 out, and it's the frag. 16-13. It's 9Z, and it's Try. Of course it would be Try, John. Who else would it be to pull off that clutch?
28 and 16 to finish it. I mean, I was about to say it's the last person you want alive in a 1v2 to go up against because he's so good at winning those clutches. Even though he